EJ Manuel's back in the saddle calling into the Rich Eisen Show. How are you, EJ?
I'm doing well, Rich. How you doing?
You tell me. So, first of all, better for having you on the program. So what is your mindset coming into this season after what happened to you and with you last year,
Right.
EJ?
Yeah, well, my mindset right now is just, continuing to work hard and learn this, the new system that we have. Coach Roman coming from San Francisco is obviously bringing in a different type of offense that I've learned, from my previous 2 years. So that's my main focus right now.
So what has Rex Ryan told you in the conversations with you about your status on the depth chart, EJ?
Yeah, well, I think as we all know, it's a competition. And, for me, having the opportunity to just come back and compete, with a truly clean slate is everything to me. So, being that this is going into my third year, I feel like I'm obviously more matured and, I have a better understanding of what it takes to be, a productive starter in this league. And so I'm just, that's the most exciting part right now.
Did you feel you got a fair shake last year at all?
Yeah, well, honestly, I don't want to say I did or I don't want to say I don't. I think right now my main focus is just, this current situation. And, I'm thankful for how things played out. And I'm just excited to continue to move forward.
What did you glean from watching from the sidelines, able to remove yourself, I guess, from the live action? What were you able to pick up that you think might have been helpful for you moving forward?
Yeah, well, I think the rapport between myself and some of those receivers who are about the same age, like Woods and Sammy, Goodwin, Hogan, all those guys who, we're pretty much on the same experience level. Being able to kind of be on the sideline, watch them play, obviously still watching Kyle play, but being able to come off and say, hey, what did you think right here? Or, I saw this Mike playing you this kind of way. I saw this DB playing you this certain way. So I think the rapport and the back and forth communication obviously accelerated a bunch, and having this offseason under our belt or getting this offseason under our belt is going to help out a lot too.
EJ Manuel here on the Rich Eisen Show, and having LaShawn McCoy now in the mix with Percy Harvin added to the names that you just said, EJ. I imagine you'd have to be licking your chops at the opportunity to get back in there and compete for the starting job and be the guy, correct?
Right, no question. I think, whoever is the starting quarterback for this team, man, is going to have a multitude of weapons and a bunch of guys to get the ball to, and guys who have been proven and tested in this league, and they know we can get it. We know that they can get it done. So. So it's a great opportunity.
EJ Manuel joining me here on the program. All right, let's get into the Winston of it all, because he's sitting there. Everybody believes he's the first overall choice. What has your relationship been with the guy who took the reins of the program over after you were drafted with a first-round choice in Buffalo?
Yeah, well, Jay and I have kept in constant communication since I left Florida State, and obviously I'm extremely proud and excited for his future, being that he's about to get drafted, and I think he'll be the number one pick for Tampa Bay as well. It just makes sense being that he's an Alabama kid, and he played at school, he played ball in Florida, not too far from Tallahassee. So I think the situation makes sense for him, and I think it makes sense for Tampa Bay.
Tell me something I might not know about him, EJ, that you think would be helpful to know about him as we get set for the draft 2 weeks from today.
Yeah, well, I think, with all the things that happen, I think a lot of people may not understand that he's a great kid. He's a great guy. Jameis has always been a hard worker since I've known him, and I'm sure he's going to continue to be the same way once he gets into the NFL. So
who's the guys whose brain you're picking right now as you go about your business?
Yeah, well, this past offseason I worked with Steve DeBerg, who played in the league for, I want to say, 17, 18 years, and obviously been going through all my tapes with him. Breaking my games down, the good, the bad, the ugly, all that kind of stuff. So, Steve has helped me out tremendously, and that's why I'm so excited about these OTAs and mini camps coming up, just to show what I can do now.
So what can you do now that you would say, you know what, back in week 4 last year, year 1, I don't know if I had that ability. Right. What is that? What can you put your finger on?
Well, I think the main approach right now is just to truly learn the offense. I think anytime you have, complete control of what you're doing out there, you're the field general, you're directing guys, getting them in the right spots and all that kind of stuff, is what really gives you the confidence and then gives your offense the confidence knowing that, hey, we know EJ's going to put us in the right position to help us win. And secondly, what I worked with Steve was just on the accuracy, being more consistent with my throwing motion and things like that, the footworks, and, all those things in combination should help me get my job back.
Have you thought about buttering up Rex with some pizzas? or from Lenovo. They sent us some pizzas.
Right.
I can personally attest that might help do the trick. I'm telling you.
We'll see. We'll see. I know I liked Rex, when I was coming out from, from Florida State when I met with him when he was at the Jets, and I think the feeling was mutual. So, like I said, it's funny how things played out. He's here now with us. And the same with Coach David Lee, who was his quarterback coach of the Jets, now the QB coach here with us in the Bills. So, I'm just reluctant and very excited to play for both of them.
It's interesting, EJ, that just putting two and two together. So Rex and the Jets were obviously looking at you the year that they wound up drafting Geno Smith.
Right.
And in many ways, the way that Geno struggled, and it's not just him, as you know, it's a team thing. But the way that he struggled is a reason why Rex might not be there anymore and now have an opportunity to saddle it up with you when it's all said and done. It's pretty crazy when you think about that.
Yeah, I think it is crazy. I think Coach Ryan also knew that we have a great defense here, and he's a defensive-minded guy.
Right.
So what better place to come, to start a new regime and all that kind of stuff. You already got a great defense in place, and I think it's just our job on offense to start doing our part and help this team get to the playoffs. Yeah,
maybe giving him gift certificates to some tattoo spot there because he loves his ink.
Right.
Maybe get a number 3, on the jersey, something like that. EJ.
Right. Yeah, we'll work on that, Rich. I think you could probably help me out with that. So.
Yeah, I'm just spitballing here. I try to leave people in a better spot than when I found them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that. I think this might work.
That's much appreciated. I appreciate that.
You know that. All right. Well, thanks for calling in, EJ. We'll chat with you down the line as OTAs begin, as training camp begins, and check back in with you.
Okay, sounds good. Y'all have a good one.
You bet. That's EJ Manuel.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.